Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we will be discussing the wasted potential of Donald Okafor in The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. Donald Okafor has been in the entire Walking Dead universe for one singular episode, yet he has one of the biggest impacts of all time. He was basically in charge of Operation Cobalt. He bombed LA and he bombed Atlanta and was going to bomb Philadelphia, but he did not, and he saved Philadelphia, and he is the reason why the CRM is basically around. So him and Major Beale are pretty much the reasons why the CRM is alive. Now, some people could also say that Donald Okafor is the reason why Rick Grimes is still alive, because Rick was not doing the best when he got trapped in the Civic Republic. They wouldn't let him leave, and he did some pretty nasty stuff to get out, like cutting off of his hand. And there is a deleted scene out there that Donald Okafor seems to be feeling really sad and mourning for Rick because Rick took his hand off and tried to escape, but that scene is not considered canon because it is deleted. I don't know why they deleted it. There will be another video coming out soon about the discussion of the deleted scenes that we know about so far of The Ones Who Live. I really hope we get to see more of Donald Okafor in like a more Tales of the Walking Dead, which I did mention that in my Tales of the Walking Dead video. That will be up there or up there. I don't know where the thing pops up, but make sure to go watch that so you can get some more insight of my episode idea for him. I think the way they killed Okafor off was done pretty well, but it's upsetting that we jump into the end of his story and we don't see the beginning of him at all. I think it'd be pretty nice to see how his rise in the apocalypse comes to show and how he is one of the commanding people in the CRM. Donald Okafor is one of the only people to see that Major General Beale's plan is not really a good idea. That's why he goes to talk to Pearl Thorne and Rick Grimes about them trying to change it. However, Pearl Thorne ends up agreeing with Beale, and Rick Grimes does not, because Rick Grimes, he's a badass and he knows what's right. If Okafor didn't die in the first episode of The Ones Who Live, I feel like he could have ended up leading the CRM after Beale's death and like kind of having Rick there as his right-hand man. But I don't know if Rick would stay because of his family. But if Okafor was still alive, we could see how he takes the Civic Republic and the Commonwealth and they combine into this big group, and then they have like all this territory now. Like they wipe out all the walkers between Pittsburgh. I think they're in Pittsburgh. They're somewhere near Pittsburgh and all the way to Philadelphia. They could, if they combine their forces, they could clear that entire area, and I think that would have been really cool to see with Donald Okafor and Mercer at the control of that. Now, I honestly do not think that a singular episode in more Tales of the Walking Dead could expand more on Okafor. Although it could give us some more insight to his character, I think we might need an entire series because there is 14 years that we need to cover from the start of the outbreak, maybe even a little bit before the outbreak, to the current day that he dies, which I think that's around 14 years. It might be 12 years. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to check that again. But I think it is around the 12 to 14 year era. I could see if Okafor lived that he would become one of the leaders in the new kind of state of the United States after the events of all the outbreak and all of that stuff. I think Okafor would end up leading a bunch of stuff with all the people at like the Civic Republic, all of them leading. Like Okafor's head of the military, you have the Civic Republic as like kind of like the government of that, or like the president, and then you bring the Commonwealth in, and the Commonwealth could be like your singular state. I feel like they could have done that storyline and that could have been played out very well, but we'll never see that now, and that's kind of disappointing. And that's why we need to get a what if Walking Dead show, which I will be making another video about that very soon. I really liked what they did with Okafor for the small amount of time that we had him, but it really did feel like we just jumped in at the end of his story and we didn't get enough background information on him. We did get that information about Cobalt, which it was nice, but anyways, that is going to be it for this video. I will see all of you in the next one. See ya.